Hi everybody, this is Robert Miller from expertlawfirm.com, and I wanted to talk to you in this brief video today about a very common crime in the state of California, and it's made illegal by Health and Safety Code section 11370A. That crime is possessing an illegal drug or a controlled substance or an illegal narcotic. The state of California makes it illegal to possess a drug that's illegal. And when I say a drug that's illegal, that means that a drug that's contained on the state list of controlled substances. So if it's a drug that hasn't made it to the state list of controlled substances, it's not yet illegal. You also must possess it, and that's where a lot of the defenses come in, because since there's a requirement of possession, and possession is defined as anything that's in your dominion, custody, or control, there are some unique cases that involve searches of a motor vehicle, or searches of a person's clothing, or searches of a person's purse. In a motor vehicle, the state usually takes the position that if the car was registered or owned by or driven by you, that you're responsible for all the contents inside. But when there's passengers that have been in the vehicle, of course a good defense attorney can always argue that the driver didn't have knowledge if someone else stuff something under a seat or in a side door pocket, between seats, or in a glove box, and it's up to the state to prove that no, in fact, there was a mental state of knowledge of possession. When it comes to something like a purse, even if the purse isn't on your person or near you, as long as they can show that you had control or dominion over it, which means that there might have been an ID or documents inside the purse that establish that you were the owner of it, they can tie the drugs to you. Similarly, with pants or clothing that have drugs in them, I've seen defendants in court argue that they bought the pants at a garage sale and didn't know that there were drugs already in them. But as long as it's on your person, it's considered that you possessed it and you're responsible for the clothing or the contents of the clothing that are on your person. Since there's another requirement that there be an actual illegal drug. As you know, some of the big ones are cocaine and methamphetamine, marijuana, opiate-based drugs like heroin, MDMA or ecstasy. A growing area of prosecution is actually the use of prescription drugs. And as long as you don't have a prescription for a particular narcotic, if the prescription belongs to somebody else, or a friend gave you a few tablets or pills, or if you have a bottle that contains somebody else's name on it, that's illegal possession of drugs. And with the case of marijuana, which is similar, because as you might know, here in California where I practice, there is a state statute that makes marijuana legal as long as you have a doctor's prescription, as long as it's for personal use, and you're certified as a medical marijuana patient, then that can be legal. But if you don't have a medical marijuana card before the date of the arrest, then it's considered possession of an illegal narcotic, just like prescription drugs in a bottle would be. So you would have to show that there's a prescription in your name. It's not even good enough to show that the person that gave it to you intended to share those with you. You have to have a prescription in your name for that. This is an area of law where it's very helpful to have an attorney that's experienced in search and seizure. Search and seizure is the area of law that covers cases under the Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, and it's a federal requirement that officers have probable cause either to obtain a search warrant or have probable cause to conduct certain types of searches without a warrant. The reason why that's important in narcotics cases is that it can end up in a complete dismissal of the charges against you if it's found that the search of the narcotics was conducted illegally. One of the things that defense attorneys see often is what they call a pretext stop, or a search that's based upon factors that are not actually illegal. Search and seizure law requires that the police have articulable suspicion of criminal activity or of a criminal act that's either occurred or is about to occur. But if an officer pulls over a vehicle that's based on the race of the occupants, or that is based upon the type of car, or even in particular neighborhoods, just pulling over a car that's driving around, that's not illegal activity, and that can often lead to a pretext stop just to try to get the police officers to be able to search the car further and that's clearly illegal and can result in a dismissal in some cases. The law in California regarding possessing illegal narcotics carries various punishments depending on whether or not it's a felony or a misdemeanor. Certain types of drugs like marijuana under a certain amount are usually a misdemeanor, while other drugs like methamphetamine or cocaine, no matter what the amount, can be a felony. But the punishment can range anywhere from a small fine all the way up to state prison time. One of the things in California that the law allows you to do is to participate in a diversion program, which is authorized under Penal Code Section 1000 or PC 1000. That works a little bit like traffic school in that it allows you to go to a course, and when you've completed it after a short probationary period, you get to have the case entirely removed from your record, which is very helpful for future job prospects. Proposition 36, or what they call drug court, is another longer procedure that involves going to classes and monitoring with the court and probation, but it also lets you get a complete dismissal of the case as long as it's successfully completed. Either way, it's a good idea to consult with an attorney to come up with a game plan on whether or not to fight the case or try to go for an alternative punishment, and that's where we can help you. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you continue to watch the other ones in the series. And if you ever need anything, please contact me through expertlawfirm.com. Thank you.